Dear students, today we are going to study a receipts and payments account. As we learned earlier, a non-trading concern prepares three statements at the end of the financial year. They are receipts and payments account, income and expenditure account, and the balance sheet. So now we are studying a receipts and payments account. From the name itself, we can know what is written in receipts and payments account. That means all receipts and all payments are shown in receipts and payments account. That means all receipts of the current year and all payments of the current year are shown in receipts and payments account. Whenever that receipts and payments that is shown in the receipts and payments account is taken from cash book, and such receipts, there are so many receipts that is shown in the cash book, there are so many payments that is shown in the cash book, and what is shown in receipts and payments account is receipts on the basis of head of accounts, namely receipts of receipt with regard to subscription, donation, sale of old materials, etc., payments with regard to salaries, payments with regard to electricity charges, payments with regard to purchase of items relating to that particular non-trading concern are grouped and then shown on the closing date of the financial year. So all receipts are shown on the left hand side of receipts and payments account. All payments are shown on the right hand side of receipts and payments account. If a particular non-trading concern is a continuing one, that is, it was there in the previous year also, then there will be opening balance. That opening balance means opening balance of cash and opening balance of bank, if any. So if there is cash balance in the previous year, then that previous year's closing balance will be shown as the opening balance of cash. That is, to balance brought down cash, that amount will be shown in the cash column. And if there is bank balance, that will also be shown on the debit side of the receipts and payments account as the first item. If there is bank overdraft, the same will be shown as the first item on the credit side of receipts and payments account. So all opening balance of both cash and bank will be shown. And next is, as told earlier, all receipts and all payments, consolidated headwise receipts will be shown in right hand side, that is receipt side of receipts and payments account, and all payments headwise will be shown on the credit side or payment side of receipts and payments account. That receipts and payments belong to the previous year, the current year, and the future years also. That means whatever comes into the business, comes into that particular non-trading concern, irrespective of the period. That means irrespective of whether they belong to previous year, whether they belong to current year, whether they belong to coming years, all these will be shown under the respective heads, either as receipts or as payments according to its nature. So, all payments and receipts of the current year will be shown on the respective side of receipts and payments account. And what are these expenses? Expenses may be with regard to real items. Payments and receipts, receipts and payments may be with regard to real accounts. Receipts and payments may be with regard to personal accounts. Receipts and payments may belong to nominal accounts. That is, if there is any personal donation, that will also be shown. If there is any expenses that is nominal nature, any income that is nominal nature will also be shown. If there is any purchase of materials, sports goods, books, real items will also be shown in the receipts and payments account. If there is any old discarded sports materials, old books, that will also be shown in the receipts and payments account. All types of accounts will be shown, whether belonging to current years, whether belonging to previous year, whether belonging to succeeding years will also be shown in receipts and payments. And one of the important thing is that this item does not show anything with regard to provision. That is, provision with regard to bad debts, provision with regard to bad and doubtful debts, provision with regard to discount. No provisions, no adjustments, only cash transactions will be shown in the receipts and payments account. Then we balance the receipts and payments account. The balancing figure of receipts and payments account in the normal course bears debit balance. That means debit side will be higher than the credit side, and the balancing figure will appear on the credit side of receipts and payments account. That balancing figure is carried down and brought down to next financial year if the business continues. After incorporating all items in receipts and payments account, the receipts and payments account is balanced, and the balancing figure will be, in the normal course, will be of debit balance. That means debit side is higher than credit side. The balancing figure will appear on the credit side, that will be carried down and brought down to next financial year. And the one thing that we have to know is that this receipts and payments account is not to find out the net result of a particular financial year. It shows only the balance with regard to cash as well as bank. So, this account is maintained by a non-trading concern. The nature of account is real. Types of transactions, only cash transactions are incorporated in receipts and payments account. Period of transactions is with regard to all periods, and nature of transactions is all types of transactions, whether it belongs to real account nature, whether it belongs to personal account nature, whether it belongs to nominal account nature. All these are incorporated in receipts and payments account, and there will be no adjustments in receipts and payments account, and the balancing figure will be either cash in the normal case cash in hand, that is when debit side is higher, when the debit side is higher than credit side, the balancing figure will appear on the credit side, and the same will be carried down and brought down to next financial year. If the business concern is a continuing one, that is, it has been working for years, then there will be opening balance. That opening balance will be shown as the first item on the debit side, and it shows not the working result but the actual cash and bank balance.